didn't work. Hold on. You know how that works? Because I didn't put lipstick on. And I gotta be cute. So at least you can look at a non-lipstick person small. And then when I have my lipstick on, I'll be bigger. And you can see a bigger lipstick person. Oh my gosh. Like, hi, everybody. Let's see. How do I think I need to do this? Whoop. And then how do I do this part? Like that? No? Yes? No? Okay, StreamYard. Nope, that didn't work either. I don't know how to make it big. This is insane. But I guess it technically doesn't matter. Hello, everyone. How are you doing this evening? I am Eve with the Baby's Booty, and I am fighting with screen layout. Don't know what I'm doing at all. So, oh, wait a minute. If it had been a snake, it would have bit me. How are y'all doing tonight? I am going to go with you guys on a field trip a little bit later. I have a video that I took while I was in the mall that I want to share with you. And then hopefully, like, we've done a very similar mall trip, but I went back. And then because I was looking for more of the jerseys, which I did get some more. I have Allen Iverson. I have, who is this? Magic Johnson. I have Chicago Bulls, but that's a different type. It's the same, but it's different. It's a sublimated jersey, but the designing of it is different. I intend to bling that one out. I thought there was one more. I know I have the other Vince Carter jersey. So I do have more jerseys that I have to bling out. So I'm excited about that. And then, but meanwhile, you guys, my long time since high school home skillet reached out to me, and they're having their family reunion come up in July. And so she asked me if I could help her with doing the family reunion t-shirts. And so I told her that shouldn't be an issue. And I already pre-recorded a video of using the DTF spray, magic spray, and then the DTF, oh God, T-seal sheet, because I have both. And I did a test with 3 t-shirts. I did a test with 3 t-shirts. So I had these transfers made a while ago, and I wanted to compare. I wanted to do a very fair comparison when I did the test on all 3, the DTF, regular DTF, no nothing, versus with my regular method of doing DTF, versus the T-seal versus the magic spray, right? And so I did the exact same 3 t-shirts, the exact same 3 designs, and you know, with the 3 different methods on it so that I could see the difference between them. And a couple of things went wrong. First off, my camera died in the middle of doing the test, which was tragic because I was using my vlogging camera, which I knew would give me the crisp details up close with the camera that people could see and be able to tell what it looks like up close and all that jazz. And then, so I had to switch to using my cell phone, less than ideal, but it was better than nothing. And I finished up the video, but there were some caveats, which I don't know if I've talked to you guys about that or not, because I've been, Patrice was nice enough to let me come on with her Friday night. I might have talked about it there. I can't remember. And then there was one other instance where I was talking about it, and I can't remember if it was in chat or if it was live. I don't know. My life has been quite a blur over the last couple of, definitely last month. And it's going to get even blurrier as we get closer to Blingfest. So just a lot that I've been dealing with and working with over the last, like I said, couple of months for sure. Last month for sure. But at any rate, um, I don't know if we discussed it or not, but the T seal sheet, which for whatever reason, I cleaned up earlier to try to find it and I haven't found it. I don't know what I've done with it. It might be over there, but I'm not sure. But at any rate, the T seal sheet is just a plain silicone rubber coated sheet, so to speak. Blessed Hands by Lillian. Thank you for being a member for 9 months. Yeah, honey. Yeah, speaking of which, let me go ahead and jump in the chat before we get into all of this, because that's one of the things that we'll be talking about. We'll do the field trip and then we'll probably bling a shirt. I don't know if we have time, we'll see. But that's what's on the lineup for tonight. Miss JB, welcome. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. Monique Johnson, welcome, my dear. Thank you for being here. And you as well, thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member here on our channel. We got Porgy Town. Hey, Porgy Town, welcome. Thank you very much for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. Hi, Sheila Cushionberry. I meant to call you and talk to you and Bailey Boo. And I'm telling you, it's been crazy. So I need to call and say hi to you both. Then we got Miss 143. Hey, honey, welcome. Thank you for being here and for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. Say hi to the family for me. Hi, Catherine Carr. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate you saying that. And then Martha Jordan, welcome. Thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate you hanging out with us. Tanya, welcome. I was just talking about you the other day, showing, who was I showing? I can't even remember, but we were talking about Bling. Oh, the same bestie from West Mechty that I grew up with, pretty much from high school on forward. And we were, like I said, we were talking about the doing her family reunion shirts, but it's just a trip because I told her about the Blingfest before, but I guess I never showed her anything about the Blingfest. So that was a trip. And so we were scanning through a few of the pictures and I showed her your outfit from last year. And I was like, yes, she made that outfit head to toe and blinged it. And she was like, what? Yes, yes. My folks is off the chain. Okay. You can't touch them. You can't touch them. I love my folks. My folks, they come to say, hey, these my dogs, man. So anyway, I showed her that. That was fun. Hey, Visionary Creations, welcome and thank you as well for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. We also have Josette Lovercheck. Hey, hun, welcome and thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. We also have Geneva Coleman. Welcome. Thank you for being as well for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. And then we have EJ's daughter. Hey, hun, welcome. Thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. Thank you so much for being here. Cheryl Green, welcome. Hey, hun, welcome. Thank you for being here and hanging out with us tonight. We have Tracy Murray. Hey, Tracy Murray, welcome. And we got Kai. Hi, Kai. Welcome. Thank you for being here and for hanging out with us and for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. And we have Valerie Evans. Welcome. She says, hello, crafters. Welcome to you as well. Thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. Robin's Creations. Hey, Miss Robin. Welcome. Thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member and for being here with us this evening. I appreciate you. We have Beverly Smith in the house. Welcome. Thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member and for hanging out with us. And then we got Mama Vi. Hey, Mama Vi, welcome. Thank you for being here as well and for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. Seems like forever, and I am definitely grateful. Hey, Miss Karen G, welcome. Welcome, welcome. We have so many. Oh, Mama Vi gonna be in the bushes. Big hugs to the bushes. Thank you for being here. Hey, Donzel, welcome. Hey, Marilyn Barber, welcome. Hey, Latanya Moreau, welcome. Cody Plant, welcome. Thank you for coming to hang out with us. Gail Designs, hey, hun, welcome. And thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member as well. Appreciate you being here. Hopefully your phone thing got straightened out. I meant to text you and find out. Sparkle and Bling Creations, hey, hun, welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Love your name. Hey, Martha Jordan, welcome. Thank you for being here. Deborah Browning, thank you very much for being here and for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. I appreciate you. Hi, Lolita Scott, welcome. Thank you for coming to hang out with us. Let's see who else we got. Precious Pieces. Hey, Precious Pieces. Welcome, my purple homie. Thank you for being here and for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. Let's do a couple of more. Linda Tolbert. Hey, Linda T. Welcome. Thank you for being here and for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. Speaking of Linda T, let me grab a couple of more people. Baby Giant Services LLC, Kendra Mack, and Marta, and Miss Karen G. Welcome to all of you. Thank you for coming to hang out tonight. Miss Linda T. Who else? I know Chris Milclavo, Shaka Terrell. Several of y'all quilt, right? So next Friday, this coming Friday, is date night over on Craftable Things channel. So if you're new here and you're not familiar with it, we've got a wide rotation of other crafters that we often visit each other's channels, hang out on each other's channels. We also craft together a lot of times. Well, this coming Friday is going to be our first time doing an actual quilt square. So if you want to come hang out with us, like I said, that's this coming Friday. If all things, long as the Lord willing and the creek don't rise, it will be Friday around about 8 o'clock ish, 7:30, 8 o'clock, depending upon how things go. So if you're okay with coming to hang out and watch us do some sewing and making a quilt block, please come do that. And we need those quilting cheerleaders in the chat. Okay. That's why I said Linda T. We love you, boo. Come help us. Because it's going to be a whole crazy mess, okay? So we need all that expertise. I'm quite nervous about it. I'm not going to lie. And the quilting is slightly intimidating to me. So I'm excited about it, though. So if you're able to come and hang out with us then, that would be great. Now, back on this end of the spectrum, I want to let you guys know, if you're not aware, the link is in the description below for the Blingfest. Y'all, tomorrow is September 1st. Tomorrow is September the 1st. I cannot believe how close we are to Blingfest and how close we are to the end of the year. But our Blingfest is an event that we host once a year. This will be our third year. And this year, it will be in Charlotte, North Carolina. So if you're wanting to come to the Blingfest, you will fly into the Charlotte Douglas International Airport in Charlotte. You also could fly into Concord, and that's a very smaller plane, and it only services few select locations. That's Allegiant. But I don't have shuttle transportation from that airport. But we do have shuttle transportation from the Charlotte Douglas International Airport. And if you purchase a Blingfest ticket, you will get that information. If you're flying in and you need it, just let me know. Now, the shuttle is for those that purchase the ticket that will be staying on location. Actually, let me clarify that. We don't have just free range transportation going on out here. Even though I thought about trying to partner with Uber or either Lyft and see if we can't get some discounts or something, but I had to look into that. But at any rate, we will be hosting it here in Charlotte. It will be October the 24th. The night of the 24th is the dinner. You're not obligated to come to that. If you want to come to that, we have tickets for that. If you do the all combined ticket, it includes the Friday night dinner. It is a plated dinner. So you will be served your dinner. You choose what you want to eat ahead of time. The menu and all of that stuff is on your registration form, so you can pick that ahead of time and also list any allergies ahead of time. And the dinner is all red. So the first Blingfest, we were a dinner in blanc and all white. The second dinner we did last year was black. The attire was black. This year, the attire will be red. You're not obligated to wear red. We would love to see you wearing your reds, and we would really love to see you with rhinestones. We will have photographs taken, pictures taken. So definitely get gussied up. Okay. And that way you'll look ravishing in your red with your bling. Right. And that's the night of the 24th, around about 5 p.m. to about 9 p.m. is the dinner. And then Saturday, all day Saturday from 10 a.m. on, is going to be the Blingfest. All right. 10 a.m. because I am a late sleeper. I do not get up early. Sorry about that. If you rather bling wee hours in the morning, my bad. Okay. So 10 till about 5 o'clock is when we have the Blingfest. You don't need to bring anything. You don't need to bring blanks. You don't need to bring a heat press. You don't need to bring a cutter. You don't need to bring rhinestones. You don't need to bring brushes. You don't need to bring anything. We provide everything there for you. The only thing is, if you want to bring a specific blank that you may have, that's fine. Of course, you're responsible for your blank, but you can bring your own blank. And if you have some of your bestest baby booty rhinestones on hand, you can bring those as well. But we will be providing, you will, if you buy a ticket, you'll be receiving some very special rhinestones that I'm so excited about. But you will be receiving rhinestones at the Blingfest in your kit. But we will also have rhinestones for sale there as well. So you can purchase other colors if you want to. So that will be available. And we will have the blanks. We'll have the tools that you need to bling with. So definitely come hang out with us. We'll have a DJ. We'll have music going. We're just going to have a really good time. And then this year, for the first time ever, we will have an after party. So from about 7 o'clock on into the wee hours, we will be just acting up, cutting up. I don't know what all we're going to be doing. I know that boots on the ground is involved some kind of way. So definitely come and hang out. I got to learn a dance. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to do boots on the ground, but I got to learn how to do it. So that's going to be Saturday night. And then most people leave out Sunday morning and head on their way. So that's what we've got for the Blingfest. Definitely click that link. We need unfortunately this year, and I was able to squeeze out, I think, another 2 weeks, not 2 weeks, another week of registration for the caterer, but we have to have that menu locked in. He and I originally agreed for the end of September. So I'm begging for another week, and I'll confirm that this week if we can have, what my absolute last cutoff time is, so that we can get these tickets in to them ahead of time, because they do have to prep ahead because you will be receiving lunch on Saturday. Even if you don't come to the dinner Friday night, your Blingfest ticket does come with lunch. So, and your lunch selections are on your registration form as well. So we'll have all of that information on the website for you to click on and come and hang out with us here in Charlotte. That would be phenomenal to see you here, right? All right, so I've taken up entirely too much time on that. So please come and hang out with us. Let's get started on what we're doing tonight. So this time, instead of doing the bluey transfers that I had before, what I did, there were a couple. Okay, let me go back into my story, but let me go back into talking about the contenders for our magic spray, T-seal sheet, and then regular DTF. All right, so with the T-seal sheet, it's like a coated paper, and it has like almost a rubbery texture on one side. Oh, cool beans, Marshall. And I'm scrolling through comments while I'm telling y'all about this. Hey, Suzanne, go Green Go from the Space Coast. So the sheet has like hey, Marilyn, the sheet has like a coating on it. It's kind of rubbery, right? Well, when you get that T-seal sheet, you're supposed to like cure it or something. I guess the best description I have. Hey, Evelyn. And so what happens is you get, hey, Jesse, you get that, hey, Jess, you get that sheet and you put it on your heat press and you press it. Now, I forgot to look to see how long you're supposed to press it for. And it's been a minute since I did it, because I did it before I did this project. But you're supposed to press it for a little bit on the heat press. And I really don't know why, but you are. And then once you take it off, you're able to use that T-seal sheet over and over and over and over again, as long as you don't exceed the maximum temperature for it. And like, you're not supposed to use that over, what was it? You're not supposed to use it over 300 degrees. Okay. So that's one thing about the T-seal. You do have to prep the T-seal sheet ahead of time, but once you prep it, it's done. And then you can't use it over 300 degrees, but you can use it over and over and over and over multiple times. Crafting on a Dime with Shay Shay, a member for 17 months. That quilting gang. Okay, quilting gang. I'm about to let y'all have this game because I don't know. It's not fixed. Just take to my family. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. But I meant to send you a message. All right. Kristen will be in the bushes. Okay, no worries. Chris Smith, the block pattern I'm going to use is the one that you helped me create. So thank you. And I was bragging about that, by the way. I was bragging on you. So yeah, I was bragging on you to the girls, and I was like, guess what? I got my quilt block. What channel is it on? Sorry, I said it, but I didn't emphasize it. The channel that is going to be on Friday is Craftable Things. So let me see if I have here it is. So this is the channel that is going to be on Friday. So Friday, 8 p.m. If you want to come and hang out with quilting, this is the channel that is going to be on Craftable Things here on the YouTube. So hopefully you can come and make it and hang out with us there. Let's see who else we got in here. Hey, Chandon R, welcome. Nicole Holbrook, welcome, my dear. I saw a question about lids, but they were talking to Marilyn. Let's see. Oh, Shay Shay, I hope you feel better. Okay, scrolling, and I'm trying. Hey, Laura, my T1 bestie. Just purchased the dinner for your hubby for Friday night. Nice, Fern. Hey, I can't wait to see you, Fern. Thank you for coming to hang out with us, and thank you for being a YouTube group member as well. I appreciate it. So if you guys have been to Blingfest, please let them know whether or not you enjoyed it here in the chat. If you didn't enjoy it, you're welcome to put that too, but definitely let folks know how you enjoyed the Blingfest. Hey, Miss Joyce, welcome. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. I appreciate you, my dear. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to make sure. I'm trying to make sure that I'm not missing any bell ringings. Hey, April Jackson, welcome. You have a basketball. Oh, yeah, basketball. Oh, thank you, Sheila. You put it up. I'm sorry. I didn't know you did that. Thank you. Waiting for the topaz. Yeah, you won your topaz, Lisa. I can't wait. So hopefully next Sunday we'll be ringing the bell for you. Okay, so going back to, I'm finally caught up. Ooh, my goodness. So the T-seal sheet, I don't have it to show you. I do have it. I just don't know where it is. So let me grab matter of fact, let's swap over. Oh, Miss Lillian, I cannot wait. I hope you can come back. If not, no worries, but it was a lot of fun. We did enjoy you being here with us. We had a lot of folks that were here for the first time doing rhinestones for the first time. So if you're worried and you're like, oh, I've never done it, I'm not good at, no, you don't have to be good at doing the rhinestones, because you'll have like 45 teachers there. And I'm being facetious, but it's the truth. You'll have a whole host of helpers there that will show you exactly what to do and get you squared away and taken care of. And it's a lot of fun. So the magic seal, this is the magic seal. What did I knocked that bottle down, and what did I do with it? Because I kind of wanted y'all to see that bottle. But it comes with a spray bottle. Oh, here it is. It comes with a spray bottle. So this is the magic seal. This is the container that it comes in, and it's pretty full when you get it. And then this is the little spray bottle that they send with it. And so as you see, I had the liquid in the spray bottle. Hey, Greg Barker, welcome, and thank you for being a YouTube group member. You have to condition. Thank you, Vanessa. You have to condition the T-seal sheet for 20 seconds on 270 degrees is what she said. Okay, let me put that up so that y'all can see that, because I didn't remember I did what I was supposed to do, but I didn't remember. And I gotta find that T-seal sheet. I do need to find it, but like I said, it's around here somewhere. I'll look for it. But at any rate, oh, Danny, you've been a member for 36 months, and one of my bells disappeared, y'all. Oh, never mind. I just found it. I was ready to say I'm not gonna blame anybody particular, but holla, y'all, honey. Yeah. Thank you, Danny, for being a member for 36 months. And Terry Hunt, a new YouTube member. Holla, y'all, honey. Yes, thank you, Terry. I appreciate that. Why is my stuff not? Oh, she's talking about don't be talking about the supervisor. Whatever, that thing is a mess. He was here today. So, but this was in here. I did have it in here, and I did the video, but I didn't post it because I didn't give it a fair shake. And I'm gonna tell you why I didn't. Hey, Just Gifted. The reason why I didn't is because this sprayer that it came with, the way they're explaining that you spray the deep. So get it together, Eve. Get it together. When you do DTF, let me explain my process. Let me explain my process first. And you know what? We're gonna do it. We're gonna take it a step further. Give me a sec. I'm gonna go grab my DTF prints, right? But I do need to get it together. I don't know what's going on with that. Okay. All right. Sorry. Like I said, today has been a trip, so off my rocker a little bit. Okay. So here are the family reunion prints. And I actually meant to grab 2 white shirts as well. So I'm making her samples with this. Okay. So I've made enough, and I'm gonna show them to you. But what happens with doing DTF, if you've never done DTF before, I'm gonna explain the process. So there's 2 different designs. There's this colorful one, graffiti like, and then there's this more traditional one, right? All right. And so I don't have a DTF printer anymore. I had one that I had converted myself and printed out my own prints. And a lot of people are like, ooh, I want a DTF printer so that I can do DTF, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, I get all of that. But let me give you a caveat on doing that. A DTF printer needs to be babysat, for lack of better words. You really need to keep on top of that DTF printer, make sure that it's running, make sure that it's clean to help avoid clogs, yada, yada, yada. And if you're not able to be on top of it and have that thing running, or purchase the kind where it will keep itself up, then you might not want to get a DTF printer. Are you going to miss out on anything? Honestly, the only thing you're going to miss out on, you're not going to miss out on anything. Kevin, hey Kevin, a new YouTube member. Hi, y'all, honey. Yes, thank you, Kevin. I appreciate it. Hopefully, I didn't miss anybody. Thank you for leaving that up there for me to see it. So you pay for a printer, you pay for the ink, you pay for the film, you pay for the powder, you pay for the oven. I mean, and then that's only if, now the only time I recommend that a DTF printer is worth purchasing is if you're going to be doing DTF on the regular. And when I say on the regular, I mean like pretty much every day, and you're going to be churning out DTF prints. Now, whether you pressing them on shirts or not doesn't matter. You're going to be churning out DTF prints regularly, several times a day. Okay, that's when it's really worth it, is when you have a machine. If you can't, if you're kind of like, I wish I could get one, but I can't afford it, fam, for what? For what? You don't have to order a DTF printer. You really don't. Okay. Yes, there are hacks out there and all that jazz, but you don't have to go through all of that, because there are so many companies now that offer DTF prints that you can just go purchase, and they have quick turnaround times, and you can get your DTF prints right out and then be on your way to pressing and getting stuff done in a matter of moments. Okay, so I would order from, so you got Atlanta Vinyl, who is available if you're on the East Coast. Also, my location here local to me where I pick up is called Primal Graphics, and that's Primal and then graphics with an X. They ship out and do same day turnaround on their UV DTF prints, their DTF prints, and all of that. And they have large format printers. Most DTF printers have large format printers available, so you will get your prints on a roll, you know, kind of how I received mine. Now I can request whether it be on a roll or not, and have it cut in the sheets, but that's up to whoever you buy your prints from. But you can order however many prints you need, and they're not expensive. So you're saving a whole lot of time, a whole lot of money, and a whole lot of resources when you can just order and have it shipped to you. Greg Barker, been a member for 26 months. Hi. Yes, honey. Yes. Thank you so much, Greg Barker. I definitely appreciate you. Let me turn my heat press on because I just realized it was not on. Okay. Here we go. And so there's that, right? All right. Now that we discussed how DTF works, I'm trying to clear this off because I know eventually I'm gonna have to stretch out my shirts. Okay. So I got black shirts, and then we're gonna do a white shirt. So the way DTF works, if you're not familiar with, because my friend was not familiar with DTF. As a matter of fact, she kind of got a chuckle out of it, and I'm like, no, not that DTF. But at any rate, direct to film, because what happens is the printer prints directly on this film, and with it printing directly on this film, it allows you to press the design onto the film. You can do full color pictures with DTF, which is my appeal for DTF. DTF is super easy to do, but there are steps. Okay, so here is a transfer. I'm gonna cut this off the end because we don't want this to test line, to make sure that all colors are printing like they're supposed to. All right, so here is a print. I was cleaning up earlier, and then I started to think I had a sugar high and had to crash. But anyway, so I didn't finish cleaning it up. But let me go back to this. Let's cut this off. All right. So here's a print. Okay. You lay it, you pre-press your shirt. Pre-press your shirt ahead of time. Now, right now, before I get back into the TCL and the magic spray, I'm going through the steps to show you how we do how I was taught to do DTF from day one, to make sure that my prints last on my shirts for a long time. Okay, so everybody is, even my friend was aware that over time, when you get a shirt done, over time the design on the shirt will crack and fail. Not permanently, not totally, but the design will start to peel and all that other stuff. Okay, it's a known fact. All right, it will crack and peel. Miss JB has been a member for 42 months. Hi. Yes, honey. Yes, thank you, Miss JB. We definitely appreciate it. But it's a known fact that designs will eventually crack and peel. Well, you can make it last a lot longer. You can reduce the failure time rate by pre-pressing the shirt first. Okay, pre-press your shirts first. So this is how I was taught to do DTF. Pre-press your shirt. So usually I do 350 degrees, roughly 300 to 360. for about 15-20 seconds. Pre-press my shirt. Once I pre-press my shirt, then I take my design, lay it on the shirt, get it centered where it needs to be, and then press it again. Kai, that's a good question. We'll press it again at whatever temperature and time your DTF print supplier tells you to use. So if you have your own printer, then you should know what time and temperature your main printer manufacturer and the well, actually it's the ink and the glue tells you that you're supposed to use to press your designs. So you lay this on the shirt at whatever time and temperature, press it for the time and temperature, take it. Mine, these are cold peel. Some are hot peel. So I let mine cool off. Once it cools off, I peel the carrier sheet. So this part comes off and it leaves everything that you see white back here. It leaves that behind, but on the front side, it's going to look like this. So the white, essentially, you can look at it as the white as glue. All right. And that glue adheres all this pretty color to the shirt and it stays stuck to the shirt. All right. Once I peel that off, I put it back on my heat press and I do a butcher paper on top and I press it again for the same time and temp that I applied the transfer to. Okay. So does that make sense? There's like your first step is pre-pressing the shirt. The second step is pressing your template or your transfer at the time and temperature you're supposed to. Then you peel it, whether it's hot or cold, you should know because your instructions will tell you. Then after I do that, I put it back on the heat press, press it again with a piece of butcher paper on top, and then that shirt is done. That's how I was taught to do DTF. So there's several steps involved. Well, these guys, Magic Spray and T-Seal, they came out with a product that is supposed to help your DTF prints not feel as plasticky, okay? Because it can, especially if your printer puts out too much ink, it can feel plasticky. Like for instance, these bluey shirts right here, you can kind of feel the plastic. It's a definite market difference between the shirt and the print. Okay, so right here I can feel the plasticky. Up here is nice and soft t-shirt. Well, their goal is to make this not feel plasticky. Hey Crab, hey Delonda. I can use parchment paper. Yes, you can use parchment paper. I use butcher paper. It's entirely up to you. Where some prefer, like with this Magic Seal, they suggest that you use what's the name of this stuff right here? I can't think of the name of it. Teflon, a Teflon sheet. Even though this is a pressing pillow, but they say a Teflon sheet. Matter of fact, here's the Teflon sheet right here. So there's that. So what happens is, what that eventually turns into is you're pre-pressing your shirt, you're pressing your design onto the shirt, you peel it, right? Whether cold or hot, it's up to your instructions. Then you press it again to kind of further seal it and get it into the shirt. Well, now you're adding another step with using Magic Seal or the T-Seal sheet. Okay. So what was 3 steps before now becomes 4 steps, unless you eliminate that second press after you peel this and then you do this next. I don't know, but out of habit, I pretty much just press this and then I go back and I use this. Okay. So I wanted to go over those steps for those who may not be familiar with how DTF works. I wanted to go through those steps. Now, really quick, let's make a quick detour. But doesn't that plastic feel differ from the manufacturer of the DTF? But doesn't that plastic feel differ from the manufacturer of the DTF? That's true, Kristen. Some Some DTFs could be softer. Like for instance, this is a inkjet type based transfer, whereas I also have a white toner printer. The white toner printer can do you have a link to the I don't, Natalie. I need to look that up and put it on there. I don't know why I didn't think to do that. But the white toner transfer feels a little different. So yes, different manufacturers can feel different, but at the end of the day, what these folks and the T-Seal sheet is trying to do is make it feel less plasticky, make it feel like it's, and they're saying it's forcing the ink of this into the fibers of the shirt. Okay. And I was like, I'm not sure about all of that, which is why I wanted to try it for myself. Okay. Where do you purchase it? I can't remember where I purchased it either. It was a Facebook ad. So I'll definitely get it. Danny, I converted a white toner. I converted a color laser to a white toner printer. Okay. So let me reverse. Okay. So Kai asked a question earlier, which is better, DTF or sublimation? Kai, my love, and anybody else who had that question, because it's a valid, very good question. Okay. So DTF versus sublimation, it depends on what your end goal is. There are limitations with both. All right. Unless you're using white toner. White toner actually changes the game a little bit, but we're not going to go into white toner because that's a whole different beast, right? All right. So if you're wanting to do t-shirts, right, and you want color t-shirts, you want black, you want green, you want blue, you want red, you want orange, all the beautiful color t-shirts, well, you can't sublimate on that. You can, but you have to use a hack. And if you're going to use a hack, you might as well just do a DTF transfer. Okay? Because sublimation, the way sublimation works is you take a sublimated transfer. So the transfer is, let me grab one because I got one. Matter of fact, I got one right here. Because I've been working on sublimation too. I have a cousin that's getting married and she wants a bar sign made out of fabric and she wants it to hang over the bar or by the bar or whatever the case may be. And she wants it printed on the thing, and I'll show you where I did print it, and it didn't turn out well because of what I was doing, but it's no worries. That was a test run. But at any rate, this is sublimated. So it's like paper, and the ink is printed on the paper. You can do full color. You can do all of that. Anything. Full color, it doesn't matter. This same, this can be sublimated, and this can be sublimated. A person's picture can be sublimated. The problem is the way sublimation works, the ink, once it's heated on the heat press at 380 to 400 degrees, the ink turns into a gas. And that gas is absorbed in any polyester material that is right up against it, and it will absorb into it, and it will become a permanent part of it. No, I didn't say a pink shirt. I'm sorry, or a pink shirt. It will become a permanent part of the polyester fabric. Polyester fabric. It has to be polyester fabric. Yes, there are some sprays that you can spray on a white shirt or whatever to give it a polyester. The spray is actually a poly-based spray, and once it dries, it makes a coating so that you can press sublimation on a cotton shirt, but it still has to be a white or very light colored shirt, because sublimation, when you print on a regular printer, it prints red or magenta, yellow, black, and cyan or blue. You only get those 4 colors. There's no white to sublimate. So the sublimation uses a white background to give you your white in whatever design it is that you're printing. So say, for instance, we're going to do this particular design on a shirt and sublimate it. If I put it on a pink shirt, like if this was a sublimation transfer and I put it on a pink shirt, then this and his hat and the white parts of his shoes and the white parts of these letters would be pink because the shirt is pink. A pink polyester shirt or a blue, light blue shirt, then these areas would be light blue. Okay, but it has to be um polyester material. Delonda, I have a, so yes, you can, you guys, you can get sublimation transfers printed at Atlanta Vinyl, but I have a local really good friend that I go and I pick up my DTF transfers, my sublimation transfers. She did this for me because like I said, I don't have a sublimation printer this big. So, oh, well, actually you don't even see the full print. So this is the actual full print right here of what she printed for me. Okay, my printer is not this big. When I get my clack fans done, she prints my clack fans for me because I don't have a printer big enough to print clack fans. All right. Hey, Shamika, welcome. So yes, Atlanta Vinyl sells sublimation and DTF transfers. And like I said, my local place is Primal Graphics. They sell them as well. And if you're up in the Charlotte area, Primal Graphics sells our rhinestones. They are official reseller of our rhinestones. So you can actually go walk into a location, buy shirts, buy transfers, and buy rhinestones right there on site. So that's super cool too. But sublimation, I absolutely love sublimation, Kai, for tumblers, for keychains. For matter of fact, let me show y'all one of my favorite tumblers. Like, oh my god, oh, this is one of my favorite tumblers that I've made early on in doing. Look, Miss Leela Nelson, I got a lot of folks on this tumbler that I've met in person. Suzanne Go Grand Go from the Space Coast. I got a lot of folks on here. Oh, you know what, I need to check on her. And then hubby right there, Andrea down here. It's got a lot of folks on here, and I loved it. So this is what sublimation can do on tumblers and stuff. But for shirts, most people want cotton shirts. They don't want polyester shirts. So that's why DTF is better when you're doing shirts, especially for shirts. The cotton is preferred. Okay. So, but there's way more pros and cons to each, both or the other. But that's just the cut and dry of it for right now, Miss Kai. And thank you for asking that question. Someone else asked about screen print versus DTF. Screen printing kind of puts me in the mind of vinyl in a way. HTV vinyl. Okay. So with HTV vinyl back in the day, if I wanted to do just this bingo on a shirt, you're welcome, Kai. Omit the background because geez, that's a whole nother thing. But the white of her hands, her nose, her eyes, her eyebrow, her feet, her paws, her belly, her tail, the tip of her tail, I would have to use white HTV, cut all of that out. Then I would have to get her orange for all these orange areas, cut that out on one HTV transfer, right? And then I would have to do the black and then the black outline and pray that it all lines up and cut all of that out on HTV. And then I would press that black layer. Then I would press the white layer because you can't, you should not technically overlap HTV. So it would have to be, you know, hollowed out. Like if I did this color, all of this would be omitted. It would just be this light brown part of her. You see what I'm saying? So that's like 1, 2, 3 different colors. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 4 different colors that I would be cutting out of HTV on my cutter, and then stacking it and layering it, pressing this color, then pressing that color, then pressing that color, then pressing that color, right? So that's how I would do this design. Screen printing is very, very similar. So you would have a screen with just this part, this light brown part. Your t-shirt is on a roundabout table. So the t-shirt sits on one thing and it comes under the screen for just that brown. The screen comes down, you ink over with that brown, and then rotate it to the next color under that screen, and then that screen comes down and you do the next color, rotate it to the next one, and then you do the next color. Now, I'm not knocking that in the least little bit, because a design like this design right here is perfect for screen printing, with the exception of Charlotte, North Carolina, because it's kind of thin. But this is perfect for screen printing because it's simple. It's a simple design. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors. So it would need to be on a 5 rotating thing. And then it would screen. And when I tell you they have screen printers who can, what is his Fidel? He could knock out 1,000 shirts in like a few hours. It was like, it's insane to watch this man work a screen print machine. So if you have a simple design and you have the ability to do screen printing and you know what you're doing, and you have the roundy equipment and the dryer that your shirts go on, those screen print businesses can crank out very simple shirts in a short amount of time, make it affordable, and it really works. But if you don't have all of that, then DTF is the way to go. Okay. And then this type stuff, this type of design on a screen print will cost you entirely too much. Well, it depends on the person. If you prefer screen printing, then it won't cost you too much money. But you're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different colors, and they charge by the color, the amount of colors. So screen printing is excellent for a minimal design. For a minimal design, it's excellent. Like this would have been a great shirt to farm out to a screen printer instead of doing the shirts myself. Screen printing is also excellent when you're talking about doing thousands of shirts, because those machines they even got automatic screen print machines that can get these shirts crunk out in no time. Okay. Instead of me pressing 1,000 of these 4 times. You see what I'm saying? Because what did I tell you? I pre-press my shirt, or they have shirt dryers that you can put it in and dry the shirt ahead of time. But I got to pre-press my shirt. I got a lady. Oh my God, Miss Evelyn, I forgot about that. And then screen printing is messy and gooey because you're dealing with ink that's the consistency of like pudding. It's like pudding, and it gets all over. It really does. But yeah, so DTF, I'm doing in stages. I press it 4 times, but screen printing, depending upon how many colors, I'm screen printing 4 times anyways. You see what I'm saying? Each printing process has pros and cons. Okay. Each printing process has pros and cons. So you kind of got to go based on the job and what effect that you're trying to accomplish. Like for instance, what time is it? Going on 10 o'clock. We won't be blinging anything tonight, but we're going to talk about this. Like I said, I didn't do my best with it, but I'm going to go into this real quick and then we're going to DTF those shirts. This is she wanted it on fabric. So this is polyester material. So you see how these letters are, they're kind of small. They're not super thin, but this is a serif font. Serif meaning it has these little tails off of them. Not flourishes, but instead of, this is a sans serif, meaning see how that letter B is just solid. There's no extra thing off the edge like that. The L doesn't have any extra coming off, whereas down here you see the M has this coming off the edge. up there. So that's serif, and this is sans serif. So this M doesn't have anything. It's just a block. But these have what's the faces, right? Okay. So imagine, and then my cousin, technically my sister, they're not into crafting like this very much. So they don't know how to measure things properly. And that's understandable. If you haven't been exposed to that, then you don't know. So they saw a listing on Etsy for a sign, but they didn't pay attention to the size of the sign. And they have crickets, because I gave my sister a cricket and say, hey, here, try it out. You'll have fun. And she did. She likes using a cricket, but she doesn't know how to measure. So they were measuring for a sign about this big, right? Whereas you see it's supposed to be this big. And they were cutting vinyl to make this and press vinyl on it. Hey, Sean. Sorry I missed you guys tonight. I had a sugar crash and crashed out on you. I'm sorry. But they were trying to weed all of this vinyl, all these little letters, and press vinyl on this fabric. There are two options they could have went with to make this so much easier. Sublimation, which is what this is, or DTF. Because I can actually do either or. But they didn't know that, right? They didn't know that. So that's what I'm saying. When you choose what option you're going to go with, you kind of got to get a feel for what you got going on. What's the event? What's the point? What does the customer want? Because if she wanted dark green fabric to hang, then I would have had to have used DTF, because dark green will not sublimate. I can't sublimate black onto the dark green and you be able to see it and it stand out. So we would have went with a lighter colored writing and all this other jazz. You see what I'm saying? So you have to kind of go off of the job and what you're doing, what the end goal of your project is, before you make a decision as to which one is going to be less work for you, and less time involved. All right. So, like I said, every option has a pro and con. So we're going to start with, this is a size large shirt. And I'm going to cut my heat press back on. All right. And I'm going to pre-press this black size large shirt. And what we're going to do is I'm going to go through the steps. Let me see. And I'm going to see if I can't hook up this other camera. But I'm going to go through the steps of what I do to put DTF on a shirt while I'm pre-pressing two black shirts. And then I'm going to go grab white shirts so that we can see the difference between them. I'm going to finish telling you about this. All right. So I bought the magic seal. And then once I got the magic seal, they were like, here's the spray. Here's the bottle. I was like, okay, cool. So I put the spray in the bottle and they're like, okay, so once you press your DTF to the shirt and you peel it and you have your DTF, well, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to spray. They say hold 10 inches away, spray. See how that, can you see that? I shouldn't have done that, but it's all right. I want you to see what this just did because it was still some in the bottle. Let me see if I can't reflect that so that you can see it. See, it kind of did spray, but and it's starting to dry. It kind of did like a stripe here. It did like a little burst right here, but then it went stripe right there, right? So if I'm trying to spray a shirt, see how it did that? You see that? That curly Q, almost like a comma. So if I'm trying to spray a transfer and cover it evenly, this bottle and the way this spray is not giving me even coverage over the whole DTF design. You see what I'm saying? So this to me was unfair for me to test the DTF because you're supposed to do a even coverage spray. And they were like, you should be able to even coverage your design with 10 inches away for 1 to 2 sprays, depending upon, of course, the size of your print. So with this one, I'd say maybe 3 sprays. But in 3 sprays, it was like that swish comment. That's not going to cover the whole DTF print. So I was like, you know, that's not fair. It's not fair. So I couldn't really give a fair, you know, coverage of how the magic spray works in order to get it to work. So what I did was I said, we're going back to the drawing board. And I got one of these bottles from Walmart. And I put the DTF magic spray in this bottle. Y'all, when I tell you it made all the difference in the world. All the difference in the world. Okay, so the bluey test is now out the window for a couple of reasons. Number one, the main reason was the sprayer wasn't spraying properly. The second reason was when I showed because I took it back to where I got my prints from, because my printer also makes shirts for people. They will do the full shirts and everything. So instead of me doing the shirts, I could have them doing the shirts, right? So I showed it to her and I'm like, hey, have you heard of the magic spray or the T-seal sheet? And she was like, I think it's a gimmick because they just want your money and blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, that could be true, but it might work. Well, when I took the bluey shirts, the 3 different shirts, it was almost like it really wasn't a difference in the 3. So the difference between me doing my regular 3 presses versus 4 presses with the spray or 4 presses with the T-seal, they all looked very similar. The closest contender to where I was like, okay, this is pretty different was the magic spray, but I couldn't tell for sure because it wasn't spraying properly. So I wasn't sure. Man, bumped it. All right, so let's go here and let me show you. Let me show you. All right, so here is, I just pre-pressed it, as you can see the mark out there, and we're going to do this one first because this one will be the easiest for you to tell the difference with using the magic spray and not using the magic spray. Now I'm telling y'all this, I do not have an affiliate at all with the magic spray. I bought the magic spray myself out of curiosity. It was $40. I bought the T-seal sheet myself out of curiosity. It was $40 when I bought it. So I spent $80 of my own money just to try it, just to see what it was all about, because I'm like, okay, is this worth it? Is this not? I was going to try it. And if it was worth it, I was going to let y'all know. If it wasn't, I would have been like, yeah, I mean, you might want to think about it. Yeah, I'm not sure. You know, you can try it if you want to, but I'm not going to necessarily look. Okay. So anyways, I don't have an affiliate. I don't have a link. I can't even remember where I bought it from, just like I said earlier. All right, so let's do this. This is perfect. All right, so here's the shirt. I'm going to tape it down. Where is my purple tape? I just had it earlier, and now I can't find it. Just y'all, I've been doing so many different things, stressing out about so much stuff that I got going on that I'm losing it. Okay. So hopefully you guys will find this helpful. I'm testing this so that you don't have to, and you'll be able to see how it works. And oh, here's my purple right here. And you'll be able to see whether or not you even want to fool with this. Okay. So I'm just going to tape it down because DTF prints don't have like sticky so that it'll hold it in place. So I'm just going to do a couple of pieces of tape. Okay. Right there on the edge. And I'm going to hold it up, make sure it's straight. And let me see. I don't think this is straight. So give me a moment. Let me shift this a little bit. There we go. Let me look at it again. Perfecter. Still needed to come down some more. Sorry, y'all. Very anal about that. Y'all spam. Okay, so I'm gonna put this over here on the heat press, and I'm gonna do 350 degrees. Let's see something. And I'm gonna do roughly 30 seconds on that because mine are cold peel. All right. So where do I purchase the purple tape from? Miss Barbara, part of me don't even want to tell you because I don't want it to sell out. But seriously, no, I got it from Cricket. That's where I bought it from. And I bought so many rolls, it doesn't make sense. All right. So I'm going to put this down so that it's not super hot. And then, right, Evelyn, right. She started it. Okay. Hey, the educated natural. Hey, hon, welcome. Thank you for coming. All right, so DTF, like I said, mine is cold peel. And part of me thinks I'm doing the wrong temperature. I didn't read the instructions when I got it. Because what I ended up doing to the other shirts, or my tote bags rather, I didn't do other shirts. I did tote bags. I kind of multi-pressed it just to make sure. Because it seemed like it wasn't sticking. But once I peeled it and put it back under, we were Gucci. Okay. So I did my pre-press. Remember, pre-press is first. Then for mine, they're cold peel. So I'm going to wait, let it cool off. As you see, I'm fanning it to get it to cool off. Then once I peel it, my normal step is to put it back on the heat press, cover it with butcher paper or parchment paper, press it again for the exact same amount of time. Mine is 350 degrees and I put it at 30 seconds. And then it's still a little warm. And then that's it. I'm done. Right. But the magic spray is going to take it and do something else with it. But for now, I'm just going to, once I do the second, after I do this next press, I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to try my best to show you close up how this looks before we use the magic seal. Okay. Because that's important. All right. Y'all, honey. Okay. Because I was fighting this on them tote bags. Okay, so there's my DTF. Isn't it cute? OMG. Such a cute design. All right, so for right now, I don't know how well you'll be able to see that, but it's kind of matte almost. It's not shiny, not super shiny. Okay, you can clearly see the edges of it. You can, no, it's kind of on there really good. Because her DTF prints don't have a lot of ink, which I love that because it keeps it from feeling super plasticky, right? So it's a nice soft ink. Whereas my Bluey prints, she did those for me a long time ago. And that was the other thing. That was the other thing. The other reason why the video I've already done, I felt was unfair. Because when I showed her my DTF, you know, the Bluey shirts, and they were already printed, and she was like, who did your DTF? And I said, you did. And she was like, oh, that was probably before he calibrated the machine and got it to cut down on some of that ink. And I was like, oh, okay. So I went and got these done. They're a lot thinner, so they feel a lot better than the Bluey prints. The Bluey prints you can feel is kind of thick, a little thick, a lot thicker than this. But it's very slick. All I see is plastic. I don't see fibers, like, you know how you can see the imprint of the fibers of the shirt. I don't see that at all. All I see is plastic and plasticky, and that's it, right? So now we're going to put this back on the heat press, and I'm going to press it with a piece of butcher paper over the top, and then we'll look at it again. So let me grab my butcher paper. So I have pre-cut sheets that I got off of Amazon, so that I didn't have to cut nothing or tear nothing or do nothing. Just put it over the top of my thing. All right. And then let's put this over the top. And then I'm going to press it again. Same amount of time, 350, 30 seconds roughly. Oh, whoops. And then I'm gonna let you see it again. Hopefully you can see it. Do that cooling stone actually work and worth having for a cold peel? Probably, Natalie, because I know whenever I'm doing a project and it's hot like that, if I have it down on, because my floor in here is tile, like old school ceramic tile. If I lay that shirt on that floor, it'll be cooled off in no time, and it cuts your cooling time drastically. So yeah, I would agree with having one. I don't have one, but I agree with having one. All right. So let's get this off the heat press. All right. So that's my final press. Ordinarily, that would be it. This shirt would be done. I would put it to the side, start the next shirt. Okay. So just by doing that little bit, I can kind of see the fibers in the shirt, and that's why I prefer my vlogging camera, because I can zoom in and let you see, whereas this camera may not. Let me try over here on this camera. Let's see if we can't get this camera to show it, and I don't think it will, but it might. Let's see. Camera. Let's go to this one. Let's go to this. All right. It might show you. It shows you a little bit better. It's a little bit blurry because it's focused on me more so than anything. But especially in the ink and this letter F, you can kind of see the texture, a little bit of the texture of this shirt. Let me see if I can't. Let's go. Nope, not that one. Let's go to this one. And let's try this again. I'm gonna try this again. I'm just not picking it up because it won't zoom in. At one point, I made a change. Hang on. Let me try something, y'all. Let me try something. Give me a second. And I left my microphone over there. Let me see something. Let's see. Let's see. Elemental P. Oh, there we go. There we go. Got it. Close. Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's do focus manual default. There we go. All right, let's try this again. So I had it on manual so that it wouldn't be trying to autofocus. So let's see if it'll focus now that it's, there we go. All right, now see how you can kind of see the texture of the shirt, kind of. See how that looks right there on the surface. This is after I pressed it. Oh, you see it good on that F now. Well, you did. You can kind of see it back here a little bit. You can see the texture of the shirt, right? Whereas before, which I didn't show up close, it was just straight plastic. Like there was no texture. When I peeled the carrier sheet off, it was just like straight plastic. Well, I press it again for the second press, and now it kind of like solidifies the bond between the transfer and the shirt, and it kind of like sinks it into the fiber, not, like gives it the texture of the shirt a little bit, right? Now, DTF prints have come a long way. Now you can stretch them and all that jazz, and it doesn't hurt anything, right? So let's go back over to the other table. And what we'll do over here is we will use the magic spread now. And again, I apologize. What time is it? 18 after. Okay. I apologize for not having the T-seal sheet to show you the T-seal. So we may save the T-seal for another day, maybe. I'm hoping I'll come across it, but for right now, I don't know where it is. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray over the top, kind of liberally, not a whole heck of a lot, but I'm going to spray it. Like, you don't want your shirt soaking wet. They said hold it 10 inches away and spray 2-3 sprays over the top of your transfer. Of course, if it was like a little small left chest logo, then one spray should have been sufficient, right? But not with that sprayer. So I just kind of wanted to make sure that was clear. Okay, so okay, there we go. So I was adjusting it off camera so that I could get the finest spray that I can get off of this thing without doing that streaking that the other bottle was doing, right? Okay, so roughly 10 inches away, and it was like spray it. So it dribbled over here, which sucks a little bit, but at least I got spray up here now, and it's all over. Whereas before, like you saw, it kind of clumped here and then swirled. That's not what we want. And then they say cover it with this. Okay. So I'm putting it back. It's wet. The plastic is wet. I'm putting it back over here on the heat press. Here's my Teflon sheet. Put the Teflon sheet over the top of it. And then press it again. Same time temp is what I did that I do my DTF print set. Because I wanted to make sure, move the other, yeah, they didn't get wet though. Yeah, they didn't get wet, but you're right. I should have moved it. My brain told me that, Miss Chris Smith, but I didn't. You know how that goes. Sometimes our brains don't cooperate. Okay, so we got another 10 seconds, and then I'm going to take it to the other camera and show you how it turned out now that we've pressed it with the magic spray and the Teflon sheet over the top. And you're going to get some steam coming off of this, okay? So just FYI. And then let's go over to the other camera. All right. Ooh. Let's see. Where is it? Right here. Okay. So now what you'll see is, and it's not like super duper, oh my God, end of the world dramatic, but you definitely can feel and see a difference in the print. Let me see if I can't get it because it's kind of hot. So hang on, y'all. There we go. I got it to focus. Come on, focus more. Okay. So you see how the family, the people in, you know, the black shadows and the red, you can see more of the texture of the shirt. Look at the letter U, F-I-L, the L and the Y. Look at that top of that letter Y. It's yellow down at the lower right-hand corner of the screen. You see how you can see the texture of the shirt really good in that letter Y. Okay. So it's not something that you absolutely have to have, because like I said, I'm not an affiliate for these folks. They don't even know who I am. They don't know I exist. I didn't reach out to them. All I did was find a reseller and I bought it just to try it out, just to show you what this is all about, because I did see ads on Facebook. There we go. I did see ads on Facebook and I was like, it piqued my curiosity. Look at the shoes. Look at the shorts. Look at the root of the tree behind the shorts. You can see the fibers of the shirt, not see the fibers, but you can see the imprint of the shirt. Okay. So it's supposed to make this transfer last longer, and it's supposed to make it feel softer, feel less plasticky. Does it feel less plasticky? No, it still feels like plastic to me. Okay, it still feels like plastic, but it's supposed to make it last longer. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. But you definitely can see more texture on this print. You can. I'm not going to knock that for them, because you definitely can see more than if you were or were not to use it. Okay. You can see it. Matter of fact, you can see it so well with his shirt that it almost took away some of the super bright of the white of his shirt, and kind of like where the black is bleeding through somewhat a little bit. See how there's a black shadow like there with the hat? It's like, okay, bro, you done took away the crisp white of the hat, but it's there. All right. And their thing is it's supposed to press the ink and the glue and the transparent stuff down further into the fibers of the shirt so that it will last longer. All right. And I understand that because, like, for instance, with rhinestones, when I recommend, instead of using a Cricut handheld press, use a heat press so that you can add that pressure, because the pressure on the surface of the stones while it's heating the glue will push the glue down into the fibers of the shirt a little bit more to help increase the longevity of the stones being on your shirt. Because otherwise, you do a light press, the glue is like barely hanging on, and then the stones come falling off after a while, and then folks are like, oh my God, your stones are trash. What pressure did you use when you put the rhinestones or press your stuff onto the shirt? All of this makes a difference. All of this makes a difference. But I just wanted to show you how the magic spray works. I'm going to forego doing the white, or I can start doing the white. Actually, do you want to go on a mall field trip? Let me ask that. Do you want to? Yeah. Now, this is the other thing. That is the other thing. That's another step. Unless you traded my final press with the magic spray. So instead of doing pre-pressing your shirt, then pressing the DTF transfer on, then doing the final press, if you change that to pre-pressing the shirt, pressing the DTF transfer on, and then your final press is a magic spray press, then that doesn't really make an extra step, so to speak, other than you having to spray 1 or 2 pumps on the shirt. So, that's that's how that works. Okay. So I did go to the mall, and I kind of want to show you guys. So let me give you a little bit of a backstory, just a little bit. I went to the mall looking for more of those jerseys that I did. Where, and I'm gonna show you again in case you haven't been here the last couple of Sundays, because I did it 2 Sundays ago. This is my Vince Carter basketball jersey. All right, and so I added the rhinestones to the his name, and then I added the rhinestones to his signature. All right, and then I added the rhinestones on the back, on his number and his name as well, and the triangles up at the top, right? And so I found this jersey, and it's sublimated. And I actually created a template to fit the letters and stuff. And showed how I did that. I showed it on the show 2 weeks ago. So if you missed that, definitely go check that out. It was fun. Well, I have since been trying to find another one of these because his mother-in-law wants one. And so I'm going to make another one. I did find her one. But I wanted to find some more myself, because this is the thing. Once I find something that's super cool, I'm like, shoot, I'm all in. I want to do it again. So I went and got I ordered Allen Iverson online. So I have an Allen Iverson jersey. Okay. And y'all, these are limited. So that's my other problem. These are limited. These are official licensed jerseys. These are not just anybody on the street, making jerseys. These are, where's my jersey? Well, here's one right here. These are by Mitchell. Hold on. These are by Mitchell and Ness. These are official branded jerseys, right? And then I found Magic Johnson. So at the store in the video, they had Magic Johnson. So I went and got his. So I'm going to bling the numbers, his name on the back, and I'm going to bling his name on the front and his signature on the front, just like I did for Vince Carter. They also had Larry Bird. Like I said, I got that Allen Iverson was the last one, and it was a 2X. So I got that one. And then I got this one, which is just the bull logo, but this is a retro jersey. This is a classic, and it's Mitchell and Ness again. So this is like the classic logo from what I understand, according to the paperwork with it. But these specific ones, they're called Player Burst. These specific designs where it's the actual image of the person playing and their signature and their name, they're limited. They're not even making them no more. So if you can find them, that's a wrap. You can't get them anymore. And so I've been searching and trying to find different ones so that I could do more than just the one that I have. But at any rate, the store that you'll see in the video, and I'm having to be careful because the store in the mall, these are $80 a piece, and I ain't got pockets like that. So, well, this was $80. Allen Iverson was actually on sale online. I found him in a store online, and he was 40, 50. Sorry. And then this was, I don't remember if this was 80 or not. I can't remember how much this one was. Yeah, it was 85 at that store. So, I can't just be out here balling out and buying jerseys just for the heck of it. So there you'll see a couple of jerseys in the store that I couldn't get. And there's a couple of more that I really, really, really want, and I gotta find them at a more affordable price, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But at any rate, that's what the whole point in the trip was. But look at what I found. That's the part that kind of I was like, bruh. And the shop owner, so there's two different shops in the mall, not too far from my house, and both of the shops are owned by the same family, so they have some of the same stuff in both shops. But he had a couple of more things than what, because that one shop over here is a hat shop. They specialize in ball caps and stuff, but she had some jerseys. His shop is more of an urban streetwear shop. So he had some jerseys over there, not very many caps, but his stuff was mostly street clothes. But y'all, ooh, look at it. And the shop owner, her husband, he went to Las Vegas a week or two ago to start buying inventory. So I guess now is the time to be getting inventory for fall and winter. And he went and he shared information with me. So let me cue this up so that you can see it and enjoy. So y'all, the rhinestones look. So I'm here looking at jerseys, right? Trying to find, here's another one that I could do because that's sublimated. Um and look at that handsome man. Oh, just let me show y'all these jeans and stuff. Look at the shirts. All the shirts have rhinestones on them. Now the thing for us though is, you guys, we're the older crowd. We're the older crowd. This is for the young folks, but they're putting rhinestones on everything. And he said, because he goes and he'll get the clothing from Vegas. He said he just went to Vegas last week. Oh, see, that one has them on there. That one has them on there. So he said that this is coming, but the rhinestones, he said, was on everything that he saw in Vegas. That's glitter. That's not stones, but this is stones. This is stones. Oh, he said this is hot this year. This is what's coming. So everything coming in the wintertime, the hot stuff is all coming with rhinestones on it. So just keep that in mind, you guys. I'm trying to tell you, find you some stuff. And you know, shorts. You could easily do some shorts and bling them. Uh-oh, see, look, you got to be careful. See, we need to be better than this. We need to be better than this, y'all. So just keep that in mind when you're doing your rhinestones. Make sure you're not putting them on vinyl. All right, so FYI, before I go any further, that was one of his main complaints, the shop owner, stones falling off. And what did I tell you earlier? Your pressure, your time, and your temperature. But yet pressure is super important when you're pressing your rhinestones on. That makes a difference. Okay, so you got to make sure you got, because an easy way to tell with that specific situation that it wasn't the rhinestone failing, it wasn't it wasn't even the glue failing, because there was no glue residue left on that shirt. It was like there was never a stone pressed right there. That kind of indicates to me that it wasn't pressed on for, number one, at the right temperature, or for the right amount of time, or the right amount of pressure, or any of the combination of the three. So just be careful with when you're doing your rhinestones. Make sure it's directly on the shirt, and make sure that you got your time, pressure, and temperature right as been advised. All of our packaging reflects our time and temperature, okay, with doing the stones. But anyway, let's get back to the video. So usually, I'm gonna show you what I usually look for. Usually, but there's a difference, and I'm just now seeing this. So usually, I look for stitching, because when you see the stitching, it's the applique that's like a old school jersey, but this is not, y'all. See, look, this is too shiny, so the rhinestones won't stick to this and stay. When you wash it, the stones will come off. So just make sure to keep that in mind. Um, you can't put them on vinyl, because if you put them on vinyl, the stones will come off. And you see, look, so like, look at this one. I'll show you what they did. This is stuff that you gotta keep in mind. So what they did was, this is vinyl, and they left space to put the rhinestones, because they know the stones won't stick and stay on the vinyl. So you gotta, you know, keep that in mind when you're doing this. Let's see, this is a bull. It's not gonna stick on that. It's plastic. It's not gonna stick. This plastic. It's not gonna stick. So it's like they're going to the plastic. Used to be, it wasn't plastic. Used to be the authentic jerseys didn't have this plastic. It was like a twill, kind of like, and but this is not. This is plastic, so you can't use that. But you can find the jerseys that are like sublimated. Let's see, where's that jersey at? This is sublimated. So see, there's no, all you feel is jersey fabric. There's no plastic on there. So you can bling this out. Here's another one. Pippin. You can bling that out. This is Pippin, like the jersey that I did with Vince Carter. So y'all, the stuff is out here. You just gotta, look and find. Jeans, look. Rhinestones. Rhinestones. All over the stuff. So I'm just saying, like I've been saying. All right, so the rhinestones are hot. Now I want to address what was pointed out in the chat by Favorite Trinity. There's some truth to this. An official jersey will lose value as a collectible if you add bling, embroidery, or any other modifications. That was not addressed before, so that's why I'm bringing it up on the screen now. There's truth to that. However, what I'm finding, especially this season now, is if you're trying to hold it as a collectible, yes, it does devalue it. But because the bling is hot right now, and because of how good it looks, the value is in whomever gets the jersey. So these kids are all, especially these boys, will ball his life. They would love to have a jersey with rhinestones on it, because as you see, all of those shirts up there had bling. So yes, I could easily mark this up right now and it hold value. And a couple of years from now, will the kids be looking for rhinestone jerseys? Maybe not. I don't know, because I'm not seeing into the future like that. But what I will say is, right now, his mother-in-law, for this one particular jersey, she wants one with the rhinestones on it. That's valuable to her. So you kind of have to know your audience, you kind of have to know your trends, and you kind of have to know, because a lot of these young kids right now, they could care less if it's a collectible or not. The older heads, the older folks, yeah, they might look at it and be like, no, I would never ruin a jersey like that. But for the ones who, like myself, I love my jersey with my rhinestones on it. Could care less if I could resell it later on in life or not. But for now, this is something that is very hot. The rhinestones are hot, especially for this younger crowd. And the younger crowd could care less about collectibles. So it's a certain, you got to kind of know who you're targeting. So if you are targeting the market, because like I said, they're not making these anymore. These are, they're stopping production of them, from what he told me. Because I told him, I was like, I'm looking for more, because he got the Scottie Pippen. It's the wrong size for me, and I wanted it, but I don't, he doesn't have my size. And he was like, you're not gonna be able to get them anymore because they're not producing them anymore. So yeah, in some years, it's gonna be worth money because you're not gonna be able to find these jerseys anymore. Now how much money they'll be worth, who knows? But for right now, they're $85, and who knows what they'll be in the future with or without the bling on it. So yes, keep in mind that when you do purchase jerseys or stuff like that and you're adding embellishment to them, you should be targeting a market that is not looking to keep these as per se a collectible, unless it is a person who does like to be a purveyor of things with rhinestones on them, and then it'll be worth something to them and you can go from there. So but thank you for pointing that out. We do appreciate that, because we do need to know that. That needs to be known if you're going to be embellishing stuff um off the rack. So but you can purchase off the rack, add embellishments, and sell it, because you don't have to be licensed to sell something that you've embellished. Okay, so that's super cool because it's mine. I'm adding the embellishments and then selling it, and it's an official, jersey, so I can do that. All right, we did look that information up on trademarks and stuff like that, because we needed, that's one of the things that the mister and I kind of make sure of when we're dealing with rhinestone designs, because we create rhinestone designs, making sure that we're not infringing on trademarks, um, because of course you got folks out there that would love to have Disney logos, Eagles logos, and stuff like that, but I'm not creating those templates myself. Okay. Um, and to each his own. I'm not about to knock anybody doing anything with their hustle. But this part, he looked into it because we were trying to figure there has to be a way that you can use rhinestones and make something that people can wear, that is what people want, and people want official licensed stuff in a lot of instances. And so he was like, oh well, it says if you embellish something that you already own, then you should be good. And I was like, okay, bet. So yeah, we've been looking into doing jerseys and stuff for a while. But hopefully you liked the field trip into the store, because it was an eye opener to me to see that especially the young men are really into the rhinestones right now, which was the other reason why I was like, jersey might work, because some of the young kids know the old ball players, the older generation of ball players. Some of them don't. Just like I had to learn the hard way who Vince Carter was, because I'm not a sports person. I don't watch basketball. I don't watch football. I don't watch baseball and stuff like that. So I don't know team members and team players, right? I did when I was younger, like in my early teens. And the only reason I was watching it then was because my dad loved the Tar Heels. So I chose to like Duke so that we would like opposite teams. And it was fun to me to watch Duke and hear him fuss, and we fuss back and forth a little bit. So that was the only time I really watched. So when I saw Vince Carter, and I was like, oh, Vince Carter. And I said, wait a minute. And I asked my husband, isn't that the guy that played for Duke? And, at the time, you would have thought I cussed him to his face because I didn't know who Vince Carter was. And I said that he played for Duke. And that was just like ultimate repulsive on this guy's name. So I repeated that same sentiment to my dad, who also looked like I cussed him, which would never happen. And he was schooling me as well on who Vince Carter was. So in this journey, I've learned who several of these players are, and have come to terms with, okay, these guys are legends. And so it's super cool to be able to have fun with these jerseys and learn about the different team players and stuff like that, and all of that jazz. So, but yes, you were surprised to see young boys on the grandson's baseball team wearing bling necklaces. Not many Texas guys wear bling, but these kids. But I'm from North. I know I'm from North Carolina, but I still didn't. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know. As a huge Duke fan, no ma'am. I like him. No, see, I didn't. But that was Duke when I was a young teen. Like I do know. Oh my God, I done lost his name. Grant Hill. I know Grant Hill, and I remember I watched Duke ball when he was playing college ball. So I know him, but somehow in my mind I mixed him up and shouldn't have, apparently. But that's back when I was watching it. And then I guess mid-teens I kind of like fizzled out and stopped watching. So I don't know these folks, very well, but I've learned, and I now know that Vince Carter is Dunk King of the world. And so it's cool to find that out. Would I know him if I saw him in the street? No. I wouldn't. Would it be cool to meet him? Yeah, it would, but I'm not a basketball person, so I'd probably like, hey, how you doing? It's nice to meet you. I like your jersey, and that would suck for him. So I know for sure he probably wouldn't want to meet me. But you see what I'm saying? It's just like that's the type stuff that when you don't know the value, so to speak, as we were talking about earlier, the value of an official jersey, and then you're adding rhinestones to it to add the value that I want to it, then the perceived value of it changes. And so you do definitely want to keep that in mind. I will do this one. Well, I've already done this one, and I intend to post it. But my concern with posting it is that because I can't just find these jerseys anymore, somebody will be like, oh, Wes, actually someone did ask, can I find an Eagles football jersey? And they don't make these for Eagles football team. So I don't have that as an option. And as I was pointing out in the video, this was the other thing I forgot. As I was pointing out in the video, we went jersey shopping, me and the mister. We went to several places looking for an Eagles jersey or a Panthers jersey or UNC Tar Heels jersey. We were looking for these jerseys. All of the jerseys now, they have the stitching, which would indicate that it might be twill, and it's not. It's plastic, and it's just like, bro, why are we getting away from the official twill that used to be on jerseys because it's cheaper? And so it's a little disheartening. But that keeps you from changing the jersey. Like you can't bling that out. But I can bling around it, but that's not what I want. That's not what I wanted for this jersey. I didn't want to bling around his name. I wanted his name to be in lights, So there's that. But I had fun doing this, and I'm going to have fun doing these others. I do intend to post them in our group whenever I finish them. But the wedding and the family reunion stuff right now is taking precedence, so I can't work on the jerseys as of this moment. But the wedding is next week, and the family reunion meeting is next week. So after these two events, then I can go back to fooling with the jerseys and all the other stuff that I've been wanting to do. So I need to check to see what jerseys I have. You may have a Lakers jersey. Nice. Yeah, if you do, see if it's twill. Twill is a polyester too, though. Don't get it twisted. Twill is a polyester because I can sublimate on twill, but it's the fab. This is polyester too. You know what I'm sorry. This is polyester as well. So you can put rhinestones on polyester, but it's that plasticky stuff. See, here's the twill that I'm talking about. Oh, here's the twill. One of the twills that I've seen them use for patches, for uh, jersey levels. You can go to Twill USA, and they have the list of the fabrics that you can use for making the letters on the jerseys. I've used this for making jersey numbers on uh, college jackets, whatever the name of those jackets are. I can't think right now. Um, Letterman jackets. I've used this twill, black and red, or was it white and red, and made the numbers and made some official numbers on the back of a jacket to make it look like it was a college jacket for a step team, and it turned out gorgeous. I can put rhinestones on that, but you can't put rhinestone on that plasticky stuff. Okay. Karen Murray said he also played for the Toronto Raptors. All right, you guys, I'm wrapping it. Varsity Letterman jacket. Thank you, because I'm just brain is all over the place. I should have said Sixers jersey. My bad. No worries. If you could find a Kobe jersey, that would definitely. Couldn't find one. Couldn't find one. Couldn't find one at all. So thank y'all for coming to hang out. I'm trying not to go over 2 hours tonight. Carla says that part surprised me for men, young men. It does, but when I tell you the young men folks, okay, the young men folks. Oh, it is two Karen Murray's. Hilarious. They are on the bling hard this year. So I don't know if it's going to last on to the next year, but for right now, they are on it hard. So if you can find anything masculine, so to speak, just like you saw, those designs were like big and urban looking, and it wasn't bling all over the shirt, but it was like key areas of the shirt that had rhinestones on them. That's where it's like highlight certain areas um where the bling is really taking off for these young guys, and they're wearing it, you know. Um Wearing our jacket. I don't have a jacket, so I don't have a jacket. Lisa says it was fun to see all the bling out there. I'm telling you, if you go to when is homecoming? Homecoming, if I'm not mistaken, is around Blingfest time, if I'm remembering correctly. End of September, October-ish, October going into November. If you go to a homecoming game, you will see rhinestones. I'll bet the farm on that. You will see rhinestones on these young men. You will. That's the trend right now. And it is hot and heavy. These young men are wearing rhinestones, hoodies, rhinestones on hoodies. That's another hot thing coming this year. You saw the jeans, the denim, hoodie, rhinestones on the denim. They like, I'm not a ripped jean wearer, so but you saw how they're ripped and torn, and the rhinestones in between. If you know how to embellish jeans, make them look ripped and worn and stuff, and put the rhinestone, man, they'll sell. A former student of mine makes rhinestone suits for proms and sell them for thousands of dollars. Young men are wearing the rhinestones. Yes. Yes, yes. NCCU's homecoming is Blingfest weekend. I made plenty of shirts and hoodies for guys. Yeah. Lolita said they wore them for prom. And then one of the pastors had a beautiful rhinestone dress shirt. I'm telling you, y'all, hot right now. Now, again, If you are not trying to sell your rhinestone stuff, if making money off of your bling is not your end goal, I get it. No sweat, no pressure. This information about the rhinestones and stuff is for those who are trying to make money off of this. Everybody else is for fun. Like my jersey right here, my Vince Carter jersey, that's fun. This was all for fun. My Lakers jersey is gonna be for fun. My who is this? Allen Iverson is gonna be for fun. If I can find that Pippen jersey, no, there was another jersey. He remembers. My husband might remember, but it had some purple in it too. I know the Lakers did, but it was another one, and I wanted that jersey too. But like I said, the cost. Let me show you. I gotta show y'all. I gotta show y'all this again. I'm sorry. I'm gonna show this probably for the next month because of how pretty, just how absolutely gorgeous this darn jersey turned out, y'all. I just cannot. I can't stand it. I can't stand how I can't stand how pretty it is. I just can't. And that sounds crazy to be saying how you can't stand something, but it's just so pretty. It's just so pretty. Nope, wrong one. Let's cut this one off. Look at that. Just hold on. Nope, take them all off. Look at this. Look at that. I cannot help but to show this again. I'm sorry. I know some of y'all is probably like, oh my God, if she showed that jersey one more time, well, guess what? I'm showing it one more time. Look at that. Look at that though, y'all. Really? Look at that. Look at that. That is insane how pretty that is. I'm sorry. I gotta show it. I got to because it's just I am so impressed with how this turned out and I don't know what I was expecting, but it really impressed me at how great this turned out. Because my intention too was I wanted to bling his signature, his name, his put his name with the crimson rhinestones. These are all crystal. Everything else is crystal except for this part that's crimson. But I wanted to do the ball too. And my husband was like, nope, that's too much. Just stick to his name, the signature in the back. And I was like, okay. And I did. And I'm in love with how that turned out. That is just absolutely gorgeous. And of course, we use icy crystal and icy crimson for everything so that it would bling even harder than what it would have been ordinarily. So yeah, y'all, and look, and even Buc-ee's got rhinestones in their store. I got this from the Buc-ee's gas station. So even Buc-ee's got rhinestones. Come on, fam. I didn't do this. I bought it just like this with the Buc-ee's on there. So yeah, no, Buc-ee's is. What team does he play? I don't even know, Miss Joyce. I don't know. I know this is the Raptors. This is Toronto Raptors on this particular jersey. And this says 1998 to 1999. So I don't think he plays anywhere right now because that was, my daughter is 30, about to be 30. So this is close to 30 years ago because she was born in 95. So this is 25 years ago, roughly. So I'm pretty sure he's not playing anywhere right now. Probably retired, doing good, enjoying life, which is fine. That's what I would hope for anybody, honestly. But Toronto Raptors is who this jersey is. Simone Langley says he is retired. All those players are retired. Yeah, so that's why this is called nostalgia. They do a lot of nostalgic jerseys. But this particular one was called Player Burst. Player Burst is the name of this specific design of jersey. And they're not going to be making them anymore. So if you can get your hands on one, whether you bling it or not, it is definitely an authentic jersey and possibly a collectible. He played for 7 NBA teams. Jeez Louise. He was coaching somewhere. Oh, cool. He is retired. He is on ESPN commentator. Oh, that's neat. That's neato. Okay, I'm gonna have to look out for him, I guess. I think the ball would have looked great. I thought so too, but I'm okay with not doing it though. I'm okay. I am okay. I am okay with not doing it. And it kind of would have been a little tricky. It kind of would have been a little tricky because of his fingers. I wouldn't have wanted to bling his fingers. And one, like, couple of the fingers kind of like it's in the shadow. So it would have been tricky to make sure that everything was defined perfectly. But I love this jersey, y'all. Oh my gosh. Okay, so at any rate, thank y'all so much. A Dr. J jersey would be so sweet. If I could find, hey, Dempsey Boo, if I could find one, fam, I'm telling you, I've been looking. If you go onto Mitchell and Ness, you'll see the jerseys on there. Let me see if I can't pull it up. What time is it? Oh, it's 11 o'clock. I was trying not to be on too terribly long. Oh, and I'm gonna show you something else that's super, super, super cool. I'm gonna share my screen real quick, show this, and then we'll get out of Dodge. Thank y'all for coming to hang out. So this is Mitchell and Ness. This is the company that created these jerseys, right? They're the official reseller. They are licensed. They have NBA, NFL, MLB, NHL, college. I don't even know what MLS is. And then they have stuff on sale. So the stuff that's on sale are no longer, they're like retiring that line of stuff. So you can actually come up here, see where it says, what can we help you to find? You can actually type in sublimation, sublimated, and it pulls up the stuff that's sublimated. Okay. Because like, say for instance, Jerry Rice, let's click this one. And when you go into look at, so even if you don't click sublimation, you can go right here, men's Jerry Rice, white gold, San Francisco 49ers, blah, 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 right? Details, description, product ratings. If you go into details on any of their stuff, any of it, any of their jerseys, anything that they sell, it will tell you what is going on with this particular shirt. And notice it says material 85% polyester, 15% cotton, but right here it says sublimated design. So that lets you know that you can put rhinestones over the top of this because it's not vinyl. Okay. You can put sublimation and pull stuff up. So all of these shirts are sublimated. But notice, see, it says one. You can put in sublimated, but that's kind of misleading. So let's go to jerseys. Let's go to, where is it at? Legacy. No, that's NFL Legacy. Well, let's click on NFL Legacy. All right. So, like for instance, this Eagles jersey, it's a legacy jersey for Chris Carter. Let's click that. Right. And let's go to details, twill sleeve, and back numbers. So the back numbers are twill. So I should be able to rhinestone just the back numbers. But notice it also says screen print logos. So the logos over here are screen print. So you cannot put rhinestones on that. Okay. So just keep that in mind. You can scroll through. Now they did have, let me go to Eagles. Let's type in Eagles. So these are jerseys, jackets, and everything else. Most of these were screen print what's the faces. So let's go to details, sewn on tackle twill applique. So we might be able to do that, but I don't want to take that chance because I be done bought. How much was that? Look at the price. $160. I be done bought that for $160 and it get here and that's plasticky twill. I'd be upset. I don't know if it is or not. So I can't afford to take that type of a chance. Here's a legacy jersey. Here's the one that I'm pretty sure is sublimated. It said, no, it says tackle twill applique with screen print details. So the details are screen print. I don't know what details that is. I guess the lines and the NFL logo, but this is supposedly tackle twill. So you kind of got to go through and take a look. But this was my favorite section because you see how much this stuff is, $170 to $300 for a jersey. Go to the sale section, and we'll go NBA on sale. And here you got you can read through and see. There's the Suns. This one, they have this one in the store. I know this one is sublimated. This is sublimated. This one is sublimated. I saw these in the store. So these you could bling out. Where is that one? This, remember, I just showed this one on the video. Look how much this is. $147.87. This one is sublimated. You can do that one. I'm gonna show you the one that I want. I don't know if this one is or not. Hold on, let's see. Details, heat seal, twill appliques. So no, I cannot bling any of that. Not the numbers, rather, I should say. I can't bling the numbers. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, child, these jerseys ain't cheap, y'all. You hear me? Like, I'm saying cheap. They're pricey, but they're authentic, so they should be, by all rights, they should be pricey. So don't think that I'm just saying that. This I'm sure is sublimated because of just because of the way that jersey is made. I'm gonna show you. I'm trying to find the one that I really, really want. I'm hoping I can get it and bling it. Here it is. Look at that. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh. You see how much it is though. The number doesn't matter. I love this orange and pink stripe. I want to put tangerine and either neon pink or Knowing Me magenta all up and down this darn. Isn't that sad? Isn't that sad? That's the only reason I want it. I don't know who 55 is. 55 could be an ex-murderer for all we know. I wouldn't care. I just want that magenta and that tangerine on the bling going down his shirt because I think that is so dope. I think that would be so pretty. That's sad. Sorry. I just had to show y'all that. But yeah, you can come on to Mitchell and Ness, and they have and these like the Vince Carter jersey that I have, they have matching shorts. I don't like the fit of basketball shorts, so I didn't buy the shorts, but the store that I got the jersey from, they have the shorts too. So I could bling out the shorts to match the shirt and, you know, be super cute, right? Could be super cute. But yeah, you can find all kind of stuff on here, and I could be shopping here on this darn site for hours, y'all. So I'm gonna get out of here and let y'all go shop for yourselves. Look, the shorts that match. Oh my god, I could bling that too. Even though I don't like basketball shorts, but I could bling that too. That would be cute. Anyways, I know y'all like, oh my god, she need help. Yeah, I know. I do. Pray for me, y'all. Where is that? Let me see. Because this is where I was coming across a couple of those player burst jerseys. But it did hurt my feelings a good bit to come across all these jerseys that we found in the store to buy. And it was just that plastic stuff on it, man. It was just, I was like, oh my God, why? I was so sad because I just knew I was going to get me a UNC jersey and bling it out. And it was like, nope. Nope, you will not. That's the old school 76ers right there. Lord, don't let them have a hat. I didn't see a hat. Well, no, we did see a hat, but it wasn't like a Vince Carter. They had this one in Sublimation. So I could do the big Lakers. They had quite a few of these. But I don't know if these, we'll see, look, it's $21. I don't know if this is going to be phased out or not. It's in the sales section, and they had these in the store, but his wasn't $21. Oh, you know what? Look, youth. That's why. It says youth size, and I can't wear that. But the one that I saw, I don't think it was youth in the store. You got to pay attention to that too, Jesus. because they did have a jersey in there that I did like that was sublimated, but it was for kids, and I was like, oh my god, this is not right. This would be cute with crimson and crystal or something like that going across that one. That's sublimated. See, that's youth as well. Look like all those player burst jerseys are gone, y'all. You don't see them no more. Because he told me, the guy in the store, he was like, he couldn't keep them. When he had them, he could not keep those jerseys. So I was like, well. I probably could. Boop. Let's make it say jerseys. And so instead of showing us hats and stuff. Let's go to 3. I saw this one in the store, but I think that's not sublimated. I think, yeah, they look like they're gone, y'all. I don't see them. But they have hockey. I thought about Miss Barb. They have a hockey jersey. They have hockey stuff. So, and I saw a hockey something somewhere, and I started to get it, but I was like, I don't know, a good hockey player and a not good hockey player. I was like, I could bling that out, but I don't know. I don't know nothing about them. So, yep, they're gone. I don't see them anymore. So all the player bursts are gone. That's crazy. Make sure I didn't skip them on page 2 and 3. Yep, they gone, y'all. So if you can't find that in store, then eBay. I saw a couple on eBay, and a couple on Fanatics. So, anyways, all right, y'all. Have a good night, Rebecca C. Thank you. I'm done. I had fun with y'all. It was awesome sauce. We were talking about DTF and using the magic spray. Again, quick recap. It does make a difference to use the magic spray, but is it worth it to you to add one more step to your already DTF routine? That's a matter of opinion. Whether or not it lasts longer, I don't know. I haven't tried to make one and make it successfully and wash it and wear it and all that jazz. So that's debatable for right now. But it looks good, and it looks like it probably will last. So there's that. It's entirely up to you. But I would not use that one spray bottle. Find you one that gives it a good mist so that you can get a nice even coating on your stuff when you do use it. We talked about the differences between sublimation, DTF, and screen printing. Go back and check that out if you're catching the end part of this to see what is the better option to use or what should you consider when using any of them. So thanks for coming to hang out with that. We didn't get to bling anything today, but we did press one family reunion shirt, which I didn't bring it over here with me. But that was cool to be able to do that with you guys, and again, use the magic spray to try it out. So thank y'all for coming to hang out with us. I hope you have an excellent night tonight, a great week. Enjoy your day off tomorrow if you're off from work. No mail, no packages, anything tomorrow because of the holiday. So chill out, have a good time, craft something cool, and drop me a picture in the Facebook group. I'd love to see what you guys are working on tomorrow. Me, I'll be working on wedding stuff and the family reunion stuff. So that's what I'll be doing tomorrow. So pray for your girl as I will pray for you. Y'all have a great night. And until the next time we see you, find you some jerseys and have happy blinging, right? So y'all have a good night.
Yes, honey.
Yes, honey. Bye.